Welcome to more fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Cyberverse Power of the Spark Battle Class Skybyte with his Driller Drive. And you're probably sitting there going, well, wait, what is Battle Class? What is Power of the Spark? Well, the Cyberverse line have decided to, Hasbro, Takara, whoever, has decided to expand the Cyberverse line and started releasing other types of figures. So on top of continuing their current figure, like continuing the waves of the current figures, they've added more figure types. So what we have here are the Battle Class figures. And Battle Class figures are just legend size figures with no internal action feature, which makes me very happy. Because I don't know if I mentioned this before, I'm not a huge fan of the Cyberverse line because their action feature gimmicks limit articulation and transformation. And just, they're not worth it by sacrificing articulation. And especially vehicle modes, because the little Legion class ones basically have no vehicle modes. They're like these halfway transformations, which I just can't stand. So yeah, so these Battle Class figures are just regular little legend, there we go. So we have these little legend size figures called Battle Class now, where they have no internal action figure. They're just simple little Transformers that also come with what I'm assuming is like a drone vehicle-esque thing that serves as an armor upgrade. Like this is referred to as a what's it called? Spark armor. So we have, the one that I have here is Skybyte with what's referred to as his Driller Drive, and I'm pretty sure that this is what's called the Driller Drive, because if you look at the packaging, it almost makes it look like that the Driller Drive could either be this thing or when they're combined together. So yeah, the Driller Drive here doesn't really do anything. It has it has molded in wheels. It looks really cool looking, and it looks some kind of like basically looks like a big drill excavation vehicle, like a cartoony drill. Although I think there are real life vehicles that do have these massive drills. Though I don't think it looks like this. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't look like this. So let's put the Driller Drive off to the side and let's get on with Skybyte. So here is Skybyte in his beast mode, which is a mechanical shark mode. And it's very nice. It's a nicely detailed little shark mode. It doesn't have any articulation, which is a shame because I always like it when they do shark modes that they at least give him like a mouth to open up. But due to the transformation, his mouth does not move. So yeah, so unfortunately he doesn't really move, but he looks really cool. It's like a weird shark, like a mechanical shark. And something really neat on the molding is that they sort of molded in these little guns on the side, which is a very nice little detail. So in this mode, the Spark Armor doesn't do anything. At least I couldn't make it look not goofy. You can try, but it's pretty darn goofy. But yeah, it's not meant to be in this mode. So what we have here is a neat little shark mode. So let's get on with transformation, which is pretty fun. It's a nice, simple little transformation. First, you lift up these fins. Then you come back here and separate what eventually are his legs. And then you bring this entire assembly down. As you can see, his mouth is the waist. And that's why he doesn't really have a jaw. So then you flip out his feet. There you go. And for the arms, you bring them forward, like so. Then you rotate down. And then you take this piece, lift up, back, flip up the head. And then for this part, you can either leave it like this, but I think it's supposed to be sort of, you fold in a little slightly, like so, and then flip out the shark wings to have this look. This is what it's, and then rotate forward the arms. And there we have Sharkbite in his robot mode. And that's it. And like I said, one gripe is that this little thing here just sort of sits here, but it's not loose or anything, so it doesn't flop around. But it is a shame that it doesn't really connect to anything. But it gives like a nice little, I guess, winged presence that was there, I think, on the original figure from like way back in the first Robots in Disguise days. But yeah, here we have Skybyte. And he's a pretty solid little figure. Kind Got nice details all over. The head sculpt is kind of... It's a more reserved face than what I'm used to with Skybyte. I'm kind of used to him having a scowl or something, or at least his shark teeth. But yeah, it's a really nice little figure. Articulation-wise, the head can kind of do this, but that's more for transformation. It doesn't really move. The arms are all on ball joints, although they're pretty stiff on mine, and then the elbows are also on ball joints, so you have a range of movement, which is nice. His tail drill hand, it can sort of swivel, so it can rotate, which is normal for should be normal for all well, not normal. It's what Skybyte is known for, is having his left arm be a sort of drill claw thing. Drill claw, yeah, drill claw. Well, I see it more like a blender because it's sort of inverted, but I'm getting ahead. I'm just rambling now. Now, he does have extra hinges here, but that's more for transformation, but you can use them if you want to do some poses. And his legs are on ball joints at the legs, and a bend at the knee and a little bit of up and down at the foot, but that's more for transformation. And there we go. What we have here is a Cyberverse figure that doesn't have an action feature that limits articulation. It has pretty good articulation. It has standard articulation, you know, knees, elbows, arm, ball joints. Like, it has decent articulation. And that's it. This is all I want. This is all I really want in a figure. Those action features, I can't stand them because they take away articulation for most of them. The exceptions being, I think, the Ultimate Optimus and the couple of Shockwaves, are the only figures I like from this Cyberverse line. However, these sort of battle class ones, and I think some later ones, which instead of having it where the feature is sort of them equipping armor, these are growing on me. I'm actually starting to really like these. So to show off the armor feature, we get the driller drive here, and then you just separate it. You just take it apart. Take it apart. This is a very similar, well, no, I'll mention it later. This is very similar to the weaponizers from, lift this up to reveal a helmet, from the, what's it called, the Siege line, the weaponizers, which I'll go into more detail later. For this part, to set up, you just extend that out, and then you just peg this onto here, push it down, put this down, push forward the head, and then you see his head is now inside this really cool looking shark mask. This could just stay there. Shame that this doesn't fold anywhere else, but it just leave it there. And then for the arms, you just peg them here. You can sort of finagle this like a weaponizer. You can sort of put this in any of the other pegs. So if you want to, you can have them be here. But I kind of like it in the arm. This is like the what the instructions tell you to do. But you're free to sort of put them in any shape or form. Now for the drill, I initially thought that how this worked was that you just peg it into his hand, and you can do this like so, and he just holds it like a drill gun. But instead, if you angle it like this, it can actually be placed, you can put the fist in the drill to give him a drill hand, which is very cool because now he has two drill hands, the standard drill and then the blender one, and the blender drill. And here we have Skybyte armored with his spark armor, with the driller drive spark armor. Oh, and according to the packaging, the driller arm, his spark armor is compatible with the other battle class figures of the line. And yeah, he retains all the articulation, so even so this armor doesn't really get in the way, which is always a plus. And it looks really darn cool. And yeah, overall, I really dig this battle classing, this whole spark armor idea. I really like this. And here's some size comparisons. Here we have Deluxe Ratchet and Legion Cliffjumper, and as you can see, he's basically around the size of a, you know, a Legend slash Scout slash basic figure. Again, smaller Deluxe, but bigger than a Legion. And yeah, I like him. I really like this whole battle class thing that they're going for. It basically reminds me of a couple of things. What they ended up doing, what I like about this sort of idea so much, is that they took the really cool concept of the weaponizers from Siege, but instead of having you buy two separate figures like Siege is doing, you know, a regular Transformer and then the weaponizer to equip the regular Transformer, What they did instead was they simplified that concept and just packaged them together. So now you have this sort of simple little armored mode, which to me is a very nice sort of cheaper alternative than going with the weaponizer and a regular transformer from Siege. And plus, this is a lot simpler. Like it's better. It's I guess easier to do this for like maybe a younger Transformer fan who maybe really likes the Siege stuff, but it's maybe too much for him. So, or for them, my bad. So yeah, overall, I really take these Spark armor figures from Cyberverse. To me, this is what they should have done from the get-go, because the Cyberverse, those action features were just not doing it for me. Really, really not feeling them. But this, oh, I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. I'm really feeling this. This is really cool. So yeah, if you haven't made it, I honestly recommend this figure. This thing is great. I really like it. It's a nice, simple figure with a cool feature that I always like, which are upgrades which are like these armor upgrades. Really cool. Really cool. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Cyberverse Power of the Spark Battle Class Skybyte with his Spark Armor Driller Drive. And it's a great figure. I really like the direction they're going with this. I think the only downside is that they're still continuing with the other figures, like the action ones, the Ultra classes, that like they're still doing that. Which I would have preferred they just replace that with this, because this I find to be a lot better. But maybe that's just me. So yeah, this is my review of this feller. So this is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out.